Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We got a live view right now out over downtown Syracuse from the Energy Saver Skynet 9 camera. Got a bit of a cloudy start to our day. It is warm. It is muggy outside. 72 with a dew point of 66 right now. The humidity is going to keep climbing today because we have a couple of cold fronts moving through. One today and another one late tonight, tomorrow morning. Today's, though, this is what's going to give us some rain and some thunderstorms. We are watching this line of storms trucking across western New York, just on the outskirts of Rochester. So timing this out, it's looking like the Finger Lakes between about 7 and 8 o'clock in Syracuse, around 8 o'clock, give or take, and then closer to 9 o'clock farther west you go, or farther east you go, I should say, closer towards Utica. So let's time it out on that time cast. So things are moving along here. Here's 9 o'clock. We have some rain. We got a couple of downpours on here. There's not a lot of rain on here, so certainly nothing to really alleviate the kind of the really dry, almost borderline drought conditions we've been dealing with lately. But hey, we will grab any drop of rain that we can get at this point falling from the sky. The main threat for any rain, it's later this morning through about lunchtime. Later this afternoon, there's not a ton of rain happening here. You'll have a couple of showers, but otherwise most of that threat is out towards the Catskills, eastern New York, Albany areas. Otherwise for central New York, the North Country, Finger Lakes, not a whole lot of rain happening again for this afternoon. Overnight, we got some partial clearing going on. A warm, muggy day though, even some patchy fog setting up tomorrow morning, but we have temperatures starting around 70, and eventually we're drying out more and more during the day tomorrow. More of that sun to close out the day, and the humidity gradually comes down as well. So we're done with the heat wave. We got 80s today, not 90, but it's going to feel very, very sticky and soupy out there. Stuffy, actually. We got our dew point temperatures rising to near 70 today. The first half of the day tomorrow is still pretty muggy in the 60s, and then eventually things getting more comfortable at the end of the week. Tonight's lows 60s to near 70, highs tomorrow in the lower 80s. We're looking good for this weekend. It's hot again, though, back up to near 90 on Saturday, near 90 on Sunday. And then Sunday, that'll be our next best chance for any rain around here. Still not much, but at least some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. Behind Sunday's cold front, that's when temperatures drop to the upper 70s for the start of next week.
Well, that will feel really nice, upper 70s.
Yeah.
Bring it on. All right.
Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, that planner for today, we got some rain moving through here later this morning, right around 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Still some scattered storms around. It is warm and very, very muggy today.
It is 5:19. Here's your news on the go. While Kate tracks some rain here at home, it won't be anything close to what other parts of the country are seeing. Flash flooding has been a real problem this summer. In Tennessee, multiple vehicles on the highway submerged in water, stranding drivers. Meanwhile, in Chicago, severe storms bringing down trees and flooding homes. And people up in Alaska being evacuated ahead of a glacial outburst, which could see the release of up to 15 billion gallons of water.
Moving to the nation's capital, President Trump is set to meet.
Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, here's another check of the radar. We're keeping an eye on this batch of rain and storms that's out by Rochester. So it's moving along. Forecast to get in here right around 8 o'clock, give or take or so. We'll continue some scattered rain threat into the afternoon, but really the bulk of everything is this morning. And then there's not a ton happening later on today. Most of it is staying downstate. So we'll pick up anywhere from practically nothing to maybe a quarter inch of rainfall at most for some of you. And so not a drought buster by any means. If you got golf plans for today, I mean, you'll be able to navigate around. Just keep an eye to the sky, of course, but it is going to be muggy today. Temperatures 80s, but sky high humidity.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Wednesday morning to you. The Energy Saver Skynet 9 camera. Not too bad out there. We got some clouds, a few breaks in the clouds, but we are awaiting some rain to get in here. It is 72 degrees with a dew point of 66. And for some of you, it is already raining out there. A lot of spots over near Baldwinsville. We got a nice little downpour moving right over, kind of right over by the village at the moment. And even down towards the Jordan-Elbridge area. We do have a couple of downpours. Camillus, probably a few sprinkles going on towards our west side. And so this is all out ahead of our cold front that's moving through today. We've had a few sprinkles lining the shoreline. But most of our rain and lightning has been going on towards Rochester with lighter showers kind of south of the thruway. So this batch of heavier rain is probably going to be moving through here, right around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this morning. And so some of the heavier downpours impacting mostly northern Cuyahoga County over near Oswego and along the shoreline. So we'll see how well that will survive the trip out over Lake Ontario. This is all tied into a larger front that's moving through today. So you think, oh, great, a break in the heat and the humidity. Well, one, yes, one, not so much. The heat, yeah, we're done with our heat wave. There's no more 90s. We have 80s today. Here's the deal. It's still going to be pretty humid today. Most of our rain is happening this morning, and we really do need the rain. A lot of us have already been put in that abnormally dry drought status from the North Country out in western New York. So we'll take any little bit that we can get around here, but there's not going to be a ton of rain for today. And then it's a lot of dry time happening later on this afternoon. We'll pick up at least a handful of showers again for tomorrow, but the humidity is still sticking around at least for tomorrow morning, and then we're drying things out. We're improving our weather during the day tomorrow, and the humidity gradually comes down. A little bit of a breeze picking up tomorrow as well. So how much rain are we talking? Well, again, it's not going to be much. Some of you north of the thruway may pick up as much as a quarter inch or more of rain. Otherwise, a lot of us, it's going to be really hard to come by. Temperatures today, 80s, but the humidity, it's going to feel very, very sticky and soupy today. Still muggy tomorrow, at least in the morning, and then it's gradually getting better. Friday looks very pleasant right now. Overnight temperatures in the 60s, highs tomorrow in the 80s. It's not looking too bad by Friday. The weekend, it's hot, highs around 90. Got some showers and storms possible on Sunday. That'll be our next chance for any rain after today. And then we'll kickstart next week with highs in the 70s.
In today's Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Still keeping an eye on the radar. We got this one downpour that's been happening up near Baldwinsville. Otherwise, this cluster right here moving through Rochester. It's still about 2 hours away before moving into Central New York.
At 5:52, here's your news on the go. While Kate tracks rain here at home, it won't be anything close to what other parts of the country are seeing. Flash flooding has been a real problem this summer. In Tennessee, multiple vehicles on the highway submerged in water, stranding drivers. Meanwhile, in Chicago, severe storms bringing down trees and flooding homes. And people up in Alaska being evacuated ahead of a glacial outburst, which could see the release of up to 15 billion gallons of water.
Moving to the nation's capital, President Trump is set to meet with Ukrainian. Welcome in. It is 6 o'clock. It's Wednesday, August 13th. So halfway through the week, we are in mid-August now.
Yeah.
And look what we have this morning.
Yes, good morning.
Kendra is in for Rachel. Obviously, you see her during the weekends, and you're not used to quite the early wake-up
It's
call.
a little bit early. We start a little bit earlier, so the alarm goes off about an hour sooner than my weekend alarm.
Yeah, I get that. All right, well, we're starting off to a really kind of a nice, beautiful morning. Yes, Kate, are there showers in the area now?
A little bit.
Okay.
And for like 2 spots, depending on where you live. If you live in the Clay area and Camillus area, you're probably seeing a little bit of rain. I pulled up our Baldwinsville camera because they just had a quick shower out over Hickory Hill. Just saw a couple people kind of pull into the parking lot. So let me zoom it on in. Yeah, we got that one shower kind of right on top of town of Clay right now, kind of where 31 and 81 come together near Great Northern. Radisson, you got a downpour right over Willett Parkway. You can see the Radisson neighborhood with some of that rain. And that extends down just into the northern Camillus area, right towards that 690 and thruway construction areas going on. We got more rain on the way, though. There's still a big cluster that's happening out towards Rochester at the moment, so that's still about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So figure like 8, 9 o'clock, we'll have a better chance at some rain, some thunderstorms. It's still not a lot. It's not as much as we need, but we'll take any little bit we can get at this point. Temperatures are in the 80s today.
Coming after a day of record heat, stay be a top priority, but for some people in the port city, pouring a cup of water isn't that simple.
For nearly a week now, a section of the city of Oswego has been under a boil water advisory because of a water main break. It all started last Thursday night around 11 while most of us were asleep. The mayor tells us during a milling and paving project, pipes broke when crews were connecting new water pipes to the old ones. The next morning, a few thousand people woke up to a boil water advisory. According to the city of Oswego, repairs were being made Monday and Tuesday of this week, followed by a few days of testing. This morning, we're hearing from the mayor, who says you may have to boil water the rest of the week.
When that happened, we lost pressure, we lost water, and when that happens in a water system, you have to kind of reset everything, and it has to be tested. It takes 48 hours, so really that's where we're at. We're at the point where we're going to be reconnecting the pipes and doing some testing over the next couple days, and then hopefully taking that boil water advisory off by Friday.
As of this morning, the water has yet to be cleared safe. That means before making breakfast or brushing your teeth, the areas you see shaded in pink will need to continue to boil water. You're also asked to conserve the water you have by not watering your lawn. The city plans to hand out bottled water again today, starting at 9 this morning. You have until 7 tonight to drive through the parking lot for pickup at the Cullinan Ice Rink. 2 cases of water are allowed per household while supplies last.
Continuing.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Wednesday. We got a wet road on 31 looking from Liverpool Pool and Spa out over Hickory Hill here, right at the Baldwinsville Clay border. Energy Saver Skynet 9 camera showing the clouds and how that rain just went through here. 72 degrees right now with a dew point of 66. Here's this batch of rain that we're keeping a close eye on. A lot of lightning moving through Rochester right now, but we already have a couple of those little downpours that have moved through. So we got one that's moving across over near Liverpool, mostly over along 31 and the thruway exits over towards Baldwinsville. And we have that one shower that just moved into Clay, about to get over towards Brewerton right now, and a little bit, Brewerton Central Square area. See that right there, that pulsing? Those are the birds taking flight at the Montezuma refuge area. So cool. I love it when that happens this time of year. Okay, so this cluster, this is all ahead of a cold front that's moving through today. We're not as hot. We're done with the heat wave. There's no more 90s after tying a record high of 95 yesterday. We're going to take things down a couple of notches with the temperatures, but the humidity, we're kicking that up, and that's what's helping fuel these rain showers along with our cold front. So we got some rain, got some thunderstorms. Those are moving through roughly around 8, 9 o'clock this morning. When it does, it's going to lose a little bit of its steam, but we still have occasional showers hanging around this afternoon. But there's a lot of dry time today, so this is not going to be a drought buster rainfall event by any stretch of the imagination, especially in the North Country that is dealing with some of those minor drought conditions, but still a lot of dry time. But the air is not going to feel dry. It's going to still feel really, really soupy out there. We're keeping it mostly dry and quiet overnight. Some partial clearing going on. Tomorrow, we wake up pretty quiet, but in the afternoon, a handful of some spotty showers develops, but turning drier and sunnier into the day, and the humidity will come down later in the day as well. Forecast rainfall, again, it's really not much, mostly from the thruway north before the rain kind of fizzles out. Otherwise, really not a whole lot of rain happening for us today with those temperatures in the 80s. Again, our humidity is just, it's uncomfortable today. Dew points around 70. It's still muggy tomorrow morning, and then we'll back it off into Friday. Tonight's lows 60s to near 70 degrees. We've got a decent day tomorrow with the temperatures in the 80s, and then we'll have mid-80s again on Friday. This weekend, though, we are heating it back up to right around 90 degrees. It's dry on Saturday. We'll watch out for another risk of some rain and storms on Sunday, pretty scattered, and then upper 70s for the start of next week.
That'll be nice. We'll be sweating it out at the fair, but 70s is not bad.
We'll take that.
Speaking of the fair, we have our question of the day. So we are
Now, your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, we still got the tiny little clusters of rain right over in town of Clay. Got the birds taking flight Montezuma, and then you got a big swath of rain over Lake Ontario right now.
Now, here is your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, we are checking out the radar, and here's that couple of downpours. We got another one moving through Clay. It's kind of right over near the Bayberry neighborhood. Over once you go over towards like Wetzel and John Glenn and all that. So just a heads up, we got a couple of downpours moving through. It's all ahead of the main cluster of storms, and actually most of it is now moving over Lake Ontario, so it's mostly impacting the fish than anything. But this is what we're watching. It's going to slowly move eastbound, getting onshore near Oswego, Fulton, Watertown, right around between about 7 and 8 o'clock at this rate. So our best chance for this rain is mostly this morning, and then it's widely scattered this afternoon. There's a lot of dry time today, but the air is going to feel anything but dry because of how muggy it is today. So if you're looking to get the lawn done, well, we finally have at least a little bit of rain for some of you to kind of perk up the grass a little bit, but for the rest of the week, that's when things are much drier. All right, if you plan on doing any boating today, just keep an eye to the sky. Temperatures are not as hot today. We are in the 80s across the board, but the humidity is still with us. Temperatures are hot again this weekend. I want to show you real quick, don't come off just yet. I got to show you that 8 to 14 day planner because there's a color we haven't seen over us, the blue. At that point, average temperature is like 79-ish.
Okay.
So temperatures lower, upper 70s. To close out August.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like it a
little
lot.
fluctuations here and there, but yeah, the 90s seem to be done for at least a little while.
Are you sad about that?
I kind of liked them.
I do too.
Yeah. It's fun.
I can't take it. I melt.
The hot weather lovers.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if you're hot for today.
Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Wednesday. I just pulled up the Oswego camera because I wanted to check out the storms out over the lake, and ooh, we're catching this. This looks so cool. I'm pretty positive. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from this angle, but I'm pretty sure this is the makings of a shelf cloud from the storms that are over the lake at the moment. So really cool. We can see there's the rain shaft right there, how it's a little on the darker side. All right, 72 with the dew point of 66. So we're not as hot today, but that mugginess is really sticking around. There's what we were just looking at on the camera right there. So, all right, let's take it a little bit closer because we've been dealing with some rain moving right out up over the Onondaga and Oswego County line into parts like over near West Monroe, farther up into Oswego County, right at the over near Brewerton, Cicero, kind of Oneida Shores area with some of that rain. We just had a downpour right at that Clay Cicero border, kind of over near Micron is. Some steadier rain though starting to move in. Those are the birds in Montezuma you see on the radar, but this is what we're keeping an eye on. Clusters of rain and thunderstorms. Now notice there's not a lot of rain happening once you look south of the thruway, but we still have this batch here. So we're going to be in and out of these scattered rain showers and storms throughout the morning. Not quite as much this afternoon, but we're getting some much needed rain. It's not a lot, but we'll grab any drop of rain that we can get because of how dry things have been recently. Still some clouds around, limited breaks of sunshine. Temperatures, no 90s today. We're done with the heat wave. Our temperatures are in the 80s today, but it's going to feel really, really sticky outside today with that high humidity. Clearing things out overnight with the rain, we'll have just a couple of showers tomorrow. A lot of dry time. Many of you may not see any rain for tomorrow. But what's nice is that we have another cold front tomorrow, but that brings the relief to the humidity, and we'll end the day on a sunny note tomorrow. And it's going to feel a lot more refreshing tomorrow night as well. Rainfall forecast, it's not much. We'll take whatever we can get, but I mean, we're not expecting any real big washouts or anything like that for today. Highs in the mid 80s. So again, we're done with the 90s, but the humidity, 71 with the dew point. So that's back today. First half of the day tomorrow, we're in that muggy range again, and then by Friday, things are going to feel a little more comfortable. So tonight's lows, 60s to near 70, highs tomorrow in the 80s. We feel better as the day goes on tomorrow. Friday, really pleasant, low mid 80s, low humidity, very nice. It's a little toasty again on Saturday, highs up back around 90 again on Sunday, and then we have a lot of 70s coming up next week.
That'd be nice because we sweat it out when we park our posteriors on that concrete.